So they started giving up baseball a long time ago, and now you see it in basketball. But guys like JR, he was one of the rare ones. Now you see it more and more. Kids of expatriates, they're leaving, going that part of the world and playing. And I think he should be recognized. He's been an ambassador for the game. And I'm sure you talk to the average indigenous Russian and ask who would you rather have, JR or G.I. Joe? They say immediately, hey, the ball is mightier than the gun. And John McLennan taught us that back in the 1940s and 50s, because he was in that part of the world. He did over 80 basketball clinics from the late 1940s up until he died, 1999. And he got a lot of us involved, myself, going to Europe and Africa, Asia, putting on basketball clinics. And he always did it for free, and he taught us, never charge. Never charge, and if someone wants to give you something, fine, but you never put a price tag on it. But most of these big-time coaches, they're charging $25,000, $30,000 for a week.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. But he taught us that, and my little protege, Avery Johnson, who coached the Mavericks, he makes a lot of speeches, but he never charged. And he said, don't charge for something that you got for free. I gave it to you for free. Dr. Naismith gave it to me for free. He said, why should you make money off of it? So we all grasp that, those of us who have left, you know. But guys like JR, and he was a pioneer, really. Had a lot of vision. I admire him. I came in contact with him actually through his brother, Darius. I coached Darius, and he was talking about his brother, and finally he was talking about JR, and I never really knew who this JR was. I started doing some research on it. I said, the kid's from Bucknell.
Yes,
and then I looked and saw some of his accomplishments. And I said, John McLennan. I said, yeah. I said, here's your man right here. JR may have started it all in that part of Europe, in Eastern Europe. He was probably really the pioneer there. I've never heard of any other African American achieving anything in that part of the world in basketball. He was definitely the first. And in fact, I don't know of another. I'm sure there are some around it now, but I know 10 years ago he was really. I'm sure a lot of people thought he was out of his mind. I know, like when I went to Africa in 1960, everybody said, "Man, you out of your mind," including my parents. Have you lost your mind? But John McLennan said, "Go," and I went, and it was a great experience. Something I could never really put a price tag on.
Wow.
But I hope that people will embrace JR for what he's doing and appreciate. He can do more than a slick-term politician or double-dealing CIA agent. He can do much more with that basketball the way he's doing it now.
Wow.
And I think some people appreciate that and understand it, but I'm sure some don't.
You're gonna have those.
You're gonna have those.
You're gonna have those.
Yeah. But I can with Darius, I have kept in touch with JR through Darius.
Right.
Oh, he loves his brother.
Oh yeah.
And I admire that he and JR have a relationship that I never had with my 14 siblings.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm the baby and they were leaving. Some were deceased when I was born. You know. So, but those two guys, they really, really gel together, and I can appreciate that.
That's the same way to this day. I mean,
it's amazing. And I love Darius. One thing I love about Darius, because he listened to me when I went first. He came out for the team, and it don't take long to tell if a guy can play. And I said, Darius, no, this is not you. I said, but you got a brain. Let's see what we can do with that brain. Your hands and feet, that's not it.
Right.
But you go in that classroom and the library, and I said, I'm gonna tell you what I told my son. When he finished high school, gave him a library card and a Bible. He said, well, Dad, what is this for? I said, well, this library card will help you get out of the ghetto, and this Bible will keep you out of hell.
Wow.
I thought, there's a ball. Everybody can't play this game.
Right.
And don't even worry about it. It's only for certain people to play this game. The rest of us just enjoy and have fun. play it on a recreational level. And
Right.
that's what Darryl, he listened. And so he put that ball down and went to the classroom, and he did very well at Tuskegee University. So I respect him for that. Cause some guys will tell you, well, that's all right, I'll transfer to UCLA, I'll go here, I'm going to be in the NBA, and haven't even learned to make a free throw yet. You know?
So the memoirs of JR Holden, the book, the manuscript that we provided you with, what's your perspective on that?
I was impressed with it from the standpoint of I saw a young man with passion, not only for the game, but when he's talking about his daughter. And see, I work in the NBA, and I know some guys that they have no passion. They're only interested in the money.
Right.
And the money is what's killing the game. And the money is really, the salaries are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And according to the latest research, 60% of them will be broke within 2 years after they finish playing. Six out of 10 players. And I can name them. They're listed, those who are broke. Some of them I coached in college. And they went into the NBA, and they're now broke. One of them is right here in this town. Totally broke. Made big money with Boston Celtics, and with the Denver Nuggets where I coach, he doesn't have any money. He'll see me and ask me for money.
Wow.
So you have a lot of that, but in this I saw a real person in JR, and the way he talked about his daughter, and the negative part of his game, the losing games, and the way he felt. See, I'm telling you now, we got kids in the NBA now, they don't have that kind of feeling. When they lose a game, they go into the bar, they through with it.
Right.
Yeah, they don't have that feeling. And JR, it looked like he carried in his heart and his mind a game that he lost a year ago, and he's still thinking about it. And then his attitude about the Olympics. Now that was fascinating, because American youngsters, they don't have that like they used to in old days. The NBA is established in a China base. They're trying to base themselves in China because you have, as we speak, 300 million Chinese playing basketball. And I was impressed with Yao Ming, the youngster that plays with the Houston Rockets. When he hurt his ankle, I think it was ankle or knee, and he was getting ready to go to the Olympics to represent China, and this kid was crying. And he said, "This is the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life, that I won't be able to represent my country."
Right.
And I'm sitting there looking at this in my look, I started crying. I said, "Did you hear what that kid said?" And then a year so later, a couple of our guys said, I don't think we're going to Olympics this year. We don't have time, we're tired. In fact, one of our star players said that recently, that he didn't think he'd be able to go. He needs a rest. But we don't have that patriotic feeling like we did when I was a kid. We've lost that because of the money. And capitalism will do that to you. However, it's still the best system in the world, I think. But it will do that to you. Sometimes you lose your perspective. And you start suffering from what I call conspicuous consumption. You just buy. Our kids buy jewelry, cars, things that you could really do without. But I saw a passion with JR when I read that. And I thought about the Europeans that came into this country. They came over in the 1800s. They were coming to this country through Ellis Island in New York, and coming from all parts of Europe. And then they needed more room to grow. And a guy named Horace Greeley said, "Go west, young man." So they started pulling up their families, and they crossing the prairies, going all the way through Colorado, facing bad weather, mountains and over mountains in wagons, and facing hostile Indians, and all trying to find peace